Good afternoon, KELOLAND. This is Forecast First. Hazy skies today. Temperature mid-80s in Sioux Falls, Aberdeen 84. Here close to 90, and Rapid City all the way to 94. We could still see a couple new thunderstorms in the region. We'll take a closer look at that and a hotter 7-day forecast as midday in KELOLAND starts right now.
Live from KELOLAND Media Group, midday in KELOLAND.
4 days after a global computer outage, some airline passengers are still waiting on their flight. The latest on challenges Delta's facing coming up. Plus,
I'm Trevor Shirley in Washington. The director of the Secret Service has resigned following blistering criticisms from both sides of the aisle. I've got the latest on that coming up just ahead.
Good afternoon and thanks for having us in. Sioux Falls police caught dozens of drivers breaking the law in the department's latest saturation patrol. 2 of the drivers were going more than twice the speed limit. Police had extra officers focusing on enforcing traffic laws on Saturday. In total, officers handed out 114 tickets, including 74 for speeding.
Probably the highest speed, we had somebody that was doing 102 miles an hour in a 40-mile-an-hour zone. That was near 26th Street and Ellis Road.
That driver was given a ticket for reckless driving. Police say another driver was caught going 67 in the 30-mile-an-hour zone on Kiwanis Avenue. Later today on KELOLAND News, we're going to take a closer look at the efforts from Sioux Falls Police to address dangerous driving. A flight from Sioux Falls to Minneapolis was one of more than 400 Delta Airlines flights canceled today. It marks the 4th straight day of cancellations as the airline struggles to rebound from Friday's global technology outage. In light of the issues, Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg announced an investigation into Delta, quote, to ensure the airline is following the law and taking care of its passengers during the continued widespread disruptions. As of this morning, Delta had an outsized portion of canceled flights compared to other airlines. Coming up later today, we're going to talk to travelers who flew into Sioux Falls on a Delta flight this morning. Our Jordan DeSmit will have that report for us. Also, nationally, following blistering questions from both Republicans and Democrats yesterday, Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheadle has resigned. It comes despite telling lawmakers she had no intention of doing so. KELOLAND Washington correspondent Trevor Shirley has the latest.
That announcement came earlier today, and as far as developments in Washington go, it wasn't all that surprising. Director Cheadle was chastised by members of both parties Monday, where her agency was accused of being incompetent in its duties to protect former President Donald Trump. Director Cheadle acknowledged the failures that led to the assassination attempt. However, she refused to resign despite explicit calls to do so. She was facing an untenable situation with the closest assassination attempt of a president or former president since Ronald Reagan was shot in 1981. This could have been a lengthy, drawn-out process, which could have ended with President Joe Biden firing her. Instead, it appears she decided that resigning was in the best interest of herself and the agency. No doubt, though, even being out of the job, she'll still be a critical part of the investigation as it progresses.
I'm happy to see that she has heeded the call of both Republicans and Democrats. Now we have to pick up the pieces. We have to rebuild the American people's faith and trust in the Secret Service as an agency.
There's no word on Cheadle's replacement just yet, but the agency will likely be led by its deputy director until the president appoints a new full-time director. Reporting in Washington, I'm Trevor Shirley.
Pivoting now to whether the heat is going to be a big story as we progress through this week, Brian.
That is correct here, Dan. And also we'll be watching to see if we get any relief with a couple thunderstorm chances as well. The skyline, look at Lake Madison. Hardly any wind, that's for sure, but it's that hazy sky and that thick blanket of smoke that's coming in from those Canadian wildfires. And reports have continued to grow in Alberta for those. So this story, we're going to continue to watch that. I think it will be with us. This morning, we started off the day with some thunderstorms around Ortonville and Millbank and Sisseton, and then they kind of made their way down into the Marshall area. But as of midday, all of that is gone, but we're kind of watching to see if some new thunderstorms might pop up here north of Sioux Falls. I expect hourly temperatures, though, will continue in the mid-80s as we wrap up the afternoon. That hazy sky will fall back to the mid-70s by 10 o'clock, and overnight it will be a pretty mild overnight with temperatures in the mid-60s. Readings right now, Rapid City already at 91, 81 degrees in Pierre, 84 in Mobridge. Here's a look at the short-term forecast. So we get to watch and see if any of these isolated or widely scattered thunderstorms pop up across northeast South Dakota. Those morning thunderstorms have left in place a couple of boundaries, and that could be the instigation point for, again, a couple of those cells. Sioux Falls, it is possible we could see that, but the trends are just a little bit to the north. So that's kind of where we're hovering, at least some of our slightly higher percentages on the chance of rainfall. Other than that, though, it looks like we're going to enter a drier picture here and warming up. 84 today in Aberdeen, 94 in Rapid City. We'll get to the complete forecast, Dan, coming up.
Sounds good. Thank you, Brian. The Foster Network in Sioux Falls is preparing for its annual Back to School Days event. The 3-day giveaway allows children in foster care to pick out essential school supplies during a personal shopping experience and is expected to serve 400 kids this summer.
They get to pick out every single item that goes in their backpack. So they get to pick out which scissors they want, which pack of crayons they want. They get to pick out a new package of socks, a new package of underwear, a new pair of shoes, and then also get to pick out some outfits.
The Back to School Days event at the Foster Network is August 6th, 8th, and 10th. The nonprofit is still accepting donations and still has appointments available for foster families. Children's Home Society in Sioux Falls has been a construction zone since last September. The focal point of the nearly $4 million project is a 10,000 square foot dining hall. The new space is more than twice the size of the former building and will be able to serve 125 kids.
Our old dining hall was not meeting our needs from a child flow perspective, from a process perspective. Our equipment was becoming quite old, and it was now time to replace that equipment with a new dining hall that would provide better flow, new equipment that's going to set us up for the future, and huge capacity.
The new dining hall is expected to open in mid-August. And tonight's Eye on KELOLAND, we're going to tell you about a community art project that's tied to the building and how it's helping bring hope to the kids.